Morning, Trainiacs. Here we've got what would otherwise be a big, juicy, tender set of swimming. But it's rest week, so we got to make a little bit of changes. And today I'm going to give you an idea of how to change the course of your week throughout rest week to actually still make you faster as rest week is happening. Whoa, damn. That was the infamous Jerry Rodriguez Tower 26 Mambo set. 3,900 yards in an hour 15. I need rest after that. Back at the cavern, we'll talk about how to structure a rest week. This is gonna be smart. Feels good. Before we get into that, check this out. Anyone got room on an ark in Winnipeg? So let's talk about how I'm approaching a rest week right now based off of what we've got here is my typical training week. On Monday, easy swim. Tuesday, hard bike, followed by a brick run. Wednesday, hard swim, strength in the evening. Thursday, hard swim in the morning, hard run at night. Friday, easy bike in the morning, a little bit of mobility work after. Saturday, hard swim in the morning, followed by a long hill run. Sunday, long bike, followed by a brick run. So let's talk about what I'm completely omitting and just taking right out of the training week when it comes to rest week. Now, I'll preface all of this by saying when it comes to rest week, you don't want to just bring everything right down. Ideally, what you want to do is bring down the volume, and I've talked about this a lot of times, but you bring down the volume and keep a lot of the intensity there so your body's still remembering how to turn over really quickly. But you're bringing down certain aspects of the workout, whether it's the number of intense reps that you do, or you're cutting a little bit of the warm up and the cool down so that the overall volume comes down. If you're into Training Peaks and the TSS, an average week in a big week, what I've built up to lately is around 870, 890, thereabouts, total TSS over the course of a week. That's not including strength, because I don't know how to include strength. But on a rest week, it's gonna come right down to somewhere around 450. Here's how we do it. So we'll talk first about what I'm going to take out. On Tuesday, I took out the brick run. Today, Wednesday, taking out strength. Tomorrow, Thursday, I might take out the swim depending on how I'm feeling. So I'll leave that like a half. We won't quite take that out. But here's what we do that's really key. So let's say this easy swim here, for example, has typically somewhere around a 15-minute warm-up and a 50-minute main set, and that's it. Let's just call it that. I might take that 15-minute warm-up and chop it all the way down to 5 minutes. The swim this morning would be about the same thing. The warm-up for this morning would be somewhere around 15 minutes. The main set would be somewhere around 75. Well, I took that warm-up and knocked it all the way down to about 5 minutes. The hard bike that happened yesterday. Normally there are 4 sprints. Yesterday, because it's rest week, I changed that, and instead of doing 4, I did 2. Similar to that with the hard run, instead of doing a total of about 3K of really intense running, I'm gonna probably back that down to somewhere around 1K of intense running. And because there's intense running there, in that case, I'm not gonna cheat on the warm-up on the dynamic drills to get ready for that because it's really hard running. I want to be really ready for that. So I keep the warm-up, I keep the dynamic drills, and then I chop the intensity. So I've still got intensity. You see it everywhere here. I'm keeping the main sets, I'm keeping some sprints, I'm keeping some track running. It's just that volume in certain areas is coming down. The Friday easy bike, instead of being 60 minutes, probably be somewhere around 45. On Saturday, the hard swim, instead of being upwards of 90 minutes, it's gonna be more like 55 minutes. And the hill long run, instead of being upwards of 75 minutes, it's actually gonna be about 45. Long bike, instead of being 4 hours, it's gonna be 2. And the brick run, instead of being 35 minutes, it's gonna be about 15. So you can see that how to deal with a rest week is that it's not outright rest. And you do that because you want to maintain that speed. As we're building up to a race, you always want your body to know how to move fast. And what's gonna typically happen in a rest week is in the first couple of days, because you're not stressing your body to a limit, you're not stressing your body to the max, you're decreasing the amount of cortisol, stress hormone, that gets pumped into your system. So in the first couple of days, you might be like, oh, why do I feel so much worse here on rest week? But that's just because your cortisol levels, which is giving you that flight or fight, like really twitchy, okay, I'm ready to go here for the next workout, it is starting to dissipate, and all of a sudden you start feeling lethargic, but by the end of rest week, should come back to a more normal level and you'll be ready again. Also, something that you should know is that the reason that this isn't changing immensely, and I'm not taking outright days off, is because even during my on weeks, I have a couple of days, Monday and Friday, which are already focused on recovery. So I even have recovery built in to my main training block. So that means that when I'm in a rest week, I don't have to come down nearly as much because I'm still staying fresh and I'm not pulverized right into the ground. Now, this is all highly individual. This depends on week by week, block by block, on how the season goes. These aren't hard and fast rules. What is a hard and fast rule is that in the new team training platform, this is all gonna be done for you. All of the build-up weeks are gonna be done for you, and all of the down weeks are gonna be done for you. So you don't have to worry about, well, should I be cutting the warm-up, or should I be cutting the intervals, or should I be cutting the intensity? It's all done for you. That's all part of the automation of this new team training platform, which, by the way, there is a link for in the description below to the Kickstarter campaign, which we are using to raise money to make sure that we can hire some developers and make it really good right from the start. And we've long since passed our goal, but we're still raising money in it because the more money that we raise, the better we can make it right away. So use some of these guidelines, or if you are into the team training platform, go to the link in the description below, support us on the Kickstarter. It would be very much appreciated, and all of this magic will be done for you. Later, Trainiacs. I gotta go buy a canoe or something.